Hi, this is Raven. I had a request a little while ago to cover close quarters combat. You may have heard others refer to close quarters combat as CQC or CQB. CQC is close quarters combat and CQB is close quarters battle, and they're pretty much the same thing. So whether you're new to Arma or you're just fed up with clearing missions with a sniper rifle or a vehicle and want more of a challenge, then hopefully this tutorial will give you the basics to give you the confidence to go ahead and give it a go. So when you want to engage in close quarters combat, there's always a lot to remember. So I've come up with an acronym, because everyone loves a cheesy acronym, and the acronym is APPLE. A being approach, P perception, P pie, L for lean, and E for engage, and I'll break these down and explain in a minute. Right, something that you should really try and get in the habit of doing is using first person view, especially close quarters combat. Now there is a disadvantage, and that is obviously you can't see around you, but that's not realistic. You couldn't actually in real life see around a corner without looking around it. So use first person view. Now the advantages of first person is that there's no distraction and you can see exactly where your gun's pointing. Right, I'm going to break down the new Apple acronym now. So A is for approach. In front you see the gap. That represents either a doorway or an alleyway. And before we approach, you just got to remember to always assume the worst. So the worst case scenario here would be an enemy to the left and an enemy to the right. Now if we approached down the centre and that was the case, we'd expose ourselves to both and get ourselves killed. So we're going to approach from the right hand side or the left hand side. In this case I'm going to go right hand side. So as I approach the right hand side, I'm also going to be looking left hand side. And if I was approaching the left hand side, I would look to the right. Right, the next letter is P, and that stands for perception. Now I've taken you further into level 1, which is the kill house, just to sort of demonstrate perception, what I mean by it. So as you're going through your close quarters situation, you always need to be aware of what else could be lurking around. So this wall in front of us is what we would use to lean round and take out this guy here. But if we just come around the corner, you can see that there's another guy that will sort of represent a window in another building. And if you expose yourself too much trying to take out this guy's going to see you and shoot you. So we always got to be wary of our surroundings. So perception. Okay, the next letter is P again, and that stands for pie. Now, when I say pie, all it means is sort of segments of pie. So if you imagine segments of pie, so it's just taking little pieces out each time. So you've done your approach, you've done your perception checks to make sure there's no other dangers before you commit, and now we're going to do pie. So make sure you got your gun zoomed in, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to move, and you see each time I'm revealing a new piece of pie or a new bit of wall, new bit of area, and until we just saw a glimpse of something there. It's like a shoulder or an arm of a unit. The next letter is L, and that stands for Lien, which is achieved by pressing either Q or E, and we add that onto the pie. So as we're revealing a little bit more each time, until we see something. So I can see his arm there, and then we can use our Lien to have a quick peek, and by peeking we're not exposing our whole body. And obviously if I'm looking down the left side, I'll be using E to peek to the right, and if I was looking down the left, I'll be using Q. The last letter is E, and that stands for engage. Now there's two types of engagement in close quarter combat. There's instant sort of rapid fire, and then there's sort of direct, taking your time, and that just quite simply depends on what way the AI is facing. So if they're facing away from you, you've got the time to take a precise shot. If they're facing towards you, you already want to be firing, or you're already dead. So I'm just going to demonstrate the whole thing. So I'm going to pie to the left. Okay, and I see his gun there and his shoulder. Okay, now we're quite fortunate. This is obviously level 1, so it's quite easy, and we know his direction, so we know he's facing us. So if I peek now, he'll see me and more than likely shoot me if I don't start shooting first. So what I want to do is peek and shoot at the same time. Literally at the same time. Don't peek and then shoot. Just peek and shoot. And later on you can sort of try and work out where their body is, but and sort of get a headshot. But obviously if you aim roughly where the chest is, the gun will automatically rise as you fire anyway, so you'll end up hitting him in the head eventually. So peek and shoot. So I hope you found this tutorial helpful. This mission I created for you guys to have a practice will be available on Steam. I'll put the name and link in the description. Just a quick insight into the mission. Level 1 you see here is a kill house setup. It's fairly easy, but it's designed to allow you to use the new skills you've learned. But once you've cleared that, you can teleport to level 2, which is a town you've got to clear, and that's sort of similar to the town invasion missions you get on Exile. Once you've cleared that, then you can teleport to level 3, which I'll leave as a surprise, but once you've cleared level 3 you'll be a pro at the close quarters combat. So just in summary, if you want to go close quarters combat, take your time, it's golden rule. Remember the Apple acronym, and on your approach, if you get into trouble, retrace your steps. Alright, good luck guys.